Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, denizens of the interwebs. I am kcStranger. I am joined by my four sexy players, and as
That's
always,
hot.
and this is the Crystal Team. Yeah. As always, Crystal Team is brought to you by XSplit Broadcaster and by Tractor Blonda. One day I'll get my check from XSplit Broadcaster. I know you're out there. I know you're not listening. Last time, the party left the backwoods to fly to the Kalaya Isles, seeking the island on which Quizmiligus had learned to be connected to Indomitable's history, and perhaps to the vestiges. They were not far from there, at most another hour of flying, when they passed over an island and saw a band of tieflings about to be attacked. After a brief discussion, they swooped down to the beach to help. And then came a tragedy, both random and unwelcome. A shimmering black and gold portal opened, through which they briefly saw a number of figures, including an old but strong-looking elf dressed in blue robes, a red-haired woman of early middle age dressed in full armor. The woman spoke the name Tavrith Trufang, and Tavrith was drawn into the gate, which snapped shut behind him. However, the party didn't have a moment to rest. They did quickly clean up the attackers on the beach and save all the tieflings, Virna, Molsfon, Zykos, and Levy. After some discussion, some raising of undead, much to Levy's delight apparently, they left for the village of Bisirna. The party arrived to find Bisirna under attack by a demonic horde. They participated in the defense of the city, with Kane darting between rooftops and alleys, assisted by his shadow clones and X-ray vision. Colleen marching through the streets, ushering the village's people to safety with the help of her undead. Quizmiligus riding an earth elemental into town, firing eldritch blasts in every direction. And Fallon and Gmork summoning 16 riding horses to carry people away, cutting down demons and extinguishing fires as they made their way into the town. After a mere handful of minutes, only the greatest threat at the town's center remained. The party met as they converged at the town center and then fanned out for the attack. As we pick up, you notice that Indomitable is not to be seen. You're sure you saw him participating in the fighting. Perhaps he's occupied elsewhere. As you get closer, you see a few tieflings, some of them dead, desperately fighting to hold off the towering mass of flesh, bile, and chains that looms over the village's center.
Please no.
So, this took me way too long to set up because you guys have so many summons. But here you go. Here's your combat map. I even did you the favor of, I made some,
so many fucking horses.
You bastards better not miss anything. Horses.
I'm trying to. Oh, there I am with Mr. Grimm.
Yeah, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting a horse around here.
I see my grain scattered about. Yes.
Yeah. So I did limit somewhat where you guys could be with respect to how the fight ended, how fast different things moved and stuff like that. The horses go 60 feet per round, double most people's base movement speed. So I figured they'd probably have time to fan around, which made tactical sense. So just so you know sort of the lay of the land, this is, take the map with a grain of salt. I just pulled it off the internet. But this is not like a well-built-up city. This is a village with scattered about structures. The height of these is not especially high, and the creature at the center is relatively large. So if you're behind a building relative to it, most of you, imagine that you're standing on the ground behind a building. For most of you, that's going to be half cover for you and half cover for it. Quizmiligus, if you are standing on the ground, because you're shorter, it'll be 3/4 cover. You can hide behind the buildings, though. That is a thing you can do. Let me make sure. The only exceptions, the buildings that have flames over them, The idea is that there would be quite a bit of like smoke and such billowing up around that, so that could obscure visibility, but also offer more cover.
This thing is big.
Yes, it is. It's smaller than Tavrith, but it's still big.
If we had a Tavrith.
I will also go ahead and note.
If I had one.
Yeah, there's that. For what it's worth, this guy right here is an enemy. This is one of those wretches that you ran into in the town, which I'm realizing.
What are the red things?
Yeah.
The red things are the tieflings.
Oh.
So those
Okay.
will be allies for whatever they're worth. We'll see if that's much. There is also a guy down here. I'm not going to tell you more about them other than it's not an enemy as well.
I didn't see your guy down here.
Do we need to roll
Far
initiative,
bottom
Keith?
left. Yes, you need to roll initiative. Go ahead and do that now.
I do not see this person.
Far bottom left. Oh,
Yeah.
no, you should be able to see him.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I had to move the turn order.
Yep.
No idea what that is.
What was that?
Ooh, boy.
Something
I
moved.
cannot select my token. Does that matter?
For what it's worth, all the enemies are on initiative 3. So.
Do you want me to be able to select my token or no?
Oh, can you not? Just a sec.
Can't select either of them. I can't select any token.
Okay, that's going to be really annoying. I did set it up. Like, they are set up for you to be able to. Can you try restarting Roll20?
Oh, you know what? Never mind. Don't.
Okay.
It's me. Sorry, don't listen to me.
All right, cool.
You had the measurement tool
I
out.
speak like you don't. I'm not just.
I've been there.
24.
Oh, whoops. Oh, that's
Also,
right.
don't worry, guys. The universe is right. I rolled super bad initiative.
Gamork does not get a 24. I think it's an 8.
All right.
I clicked him. Did it not show up?
I
guess.
It didn't, but I already had all you guys in there, so I got him.
Do I need to do the horses?
They will go after you.
Perfect.
So just
Or
actually no, I'm sorry. The red ones. So here's what I'll do. I'll just well, okay. So the green ones are yours, the red ones are Gamork's. So and they will go on each of your respective initiatives.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Is this in alphabetical?
Okay. I think we got everybody now. Oh wait, I forgot this guy. Oh, I forgot to roll initiative for him.
What about Tavrith?
Just a sec. Let me.
What about Tavrith?
Tavrith might have rolled initiative in the background last time.
Let's see, are any horses out of range?
He's gonna be +2. All right. So he will go on initiative 9. All right. Oh wow, such low initiatives overall. Okay, so we are on you, Fallon. You and all the green horses.
Oh, jeez.
And all the green men.
Yes. Couldn't
What
claim
is-
Earth for Mars yet again. I don't know.
I'll take it. For 100, Alex. So I am way back here.
So
and
you
I
are.
can't see that creature, right?
Oh no,
There's
you can all
buildings.
see it. So
Okay.
basically, if you're behind it, like if you don't have,
Oh, it's really tall. It's really
yeah,
big.
it's really tall. So if you don't have a clear line of sight to it, the buildings are going to partially block you. So half cover is
So
-2.
bad.
So if you move to where you have a
Attack
clear
rolls?
line of sight, then
Yeah.
no penalty. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you hit it, you still deal full damage.
This is a demon or a monstrosity?
This is a demon, which I believe is still good for you.
Yeah, I think so.
He gets to use his thing.
Fiends. I have fiends. Does that?
Yeah, it counts
Yep.
as a fiend.
Demons and devils are fiends.
Such is life.
And I believe Yugoloths.
Yugoloth. What the fuck's a Yugoloth?
It's like the neutral evil version.
Sounds like something someone in New York would like yell at you.
I'm gonna
Yugoloth
dash
over there.
to where I'm at as a bonus action.
Okay, so there.
Yeah, it's 57 feet.
All right.
And then,
And then
well, I guess I'm gonna use my crossbow. Can I use my crossbow?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I didn't really use a weapon before.
Uh,
I should have advantage since it hasn't acted yet.
oh, and that is good. Yep, you hit.
+4.
All right, so 17 damages. Let me make sure about resistances real quick.
respectable.
Yeah, okay. Yep, you run up, you pull out your crossbow, you fire one of your magical bolts, and you see a spatter of gore, sort of, and you hear it plink into the river behind the creature.
Awesome. So, for Horse Apocalypse Part 1,
Horse apocalypse.
For what it's worth, I did put them all in positions where they can at least barely reach the creature. So if you put them sort of like nearby, that's possible.
yeah. Yeah, because they have a speed of 60. They use their hooves. Attack range. Attack +5. Reach 5 feet. Okay, what's attack +5?
Their attack roll, so like 1d20
D20
plus
plus
5.
Oh.
They have a +5? That's better than I expected for CR
Melee
one
weapon
quarter.
attack +5. One target hit.
No, it's +2 to hit.
Why do I see attack +5?
I have no idea, but they're riding horses, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at their character sheet. It says hooves. Melee weapons attack +5, reach 5 feet, one target hit,
Alright.
8.
Let me double check that real quick. Because, let me see here.
This looks official. I'm sorry.
So it is possible that that I just got this off Roll20 and it's wrong. Yeah, this is wrong. Allow me to fix this. Like, this was just set up for me. I just stole it. The rest of it looks right. Let me see. It's going to be 16.
And it says, yeah, I guess that's Roll20.
Although, you know what?
I don't know. I've looked at 2 sources and it's still the same.
Yeah, you know what? I take that back because if you look at their strength, it's 16. Their attack modifier should be 5 by all rights, I think.
Yeah.
And I think it's literally a typo in the monster manual. So, yeah, you're good.
Okay. So all the green ones you say?
Yep.
And I
All
should
the
be
green
able to
horses.
just kind of put them around the creature?
Yeah, if you would, if that's what you want to do, then I put them in positions where that is manageable. Although note, like a few of them might be in like a shallow river or something like that. That shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, that's fine. If they're like a little bit on a building, I'll just assume like they're on the ground. Like they're kind of big character tokens. Like even if the character tokens overlap a little bit, that's totally fine.
I'm really kind of terrified that there are so many things of ours and the brain thing. Just the brain thing and one other dude.
I gotta say, the first one of you two to use an AoE spell is gonna feel real bad.
All right, so you see 8 horses charge towards this giant thing. Let's see how this goes.
Is that really how big these horses are?
No, it's how much space they control, basically. I mean, because you guys don't occupy a 5-foot square, but that's like the space you control in combat is the idea.
Okay.
All right, let me see. We're gonna have, and let me make sure about this. 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits.
Okay. Sorry, I'm terrible things.
Yep, no worries.
2d4 plus 3.
Yeah, you could do 64 plus 9 if you want to just do it all at once.
6d4 plus 9, you said?
Yep.
I'm not in Excel.
Been doing some Excel work lately.
Constantly, man.
All right. So yeah, all of your. Although actually, wait, it occurs. I'm going to do it this way. Just a sec.
25.
Okay. So I will round up. So yeah, all the horses charge in, and all the rest of you watch as. I mean, I guess you can kind of just imagine the scene. They're all going to converge on this giant mass of whatever in the middle here. And you watch as their hooves sort of like, almost like the creature is made out of like pond muck. They sort of sink into it. They do seem to be doing some damage, though not as much as one might hope. But yeah, nice hits. Death Winnie is terrible.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hey, a reference somebody got.
yeah. Okay. Anything? I think that's it for your turn.
Yeah, for the
Okay.
horses, yeah.
All right. Well, after your turn, the creature is going to take offense to your actions and is going to cast a spell. Anyone have everyone okay with that?
I cannot see it.
Oh, you
I
can.
think it's out of range, technically.
Okay. I did say you could see it, but oh, yep, it looks like you're out of range, unfortunately. Okay, so it is going to go ahead and cast its spell. And Fowlin, you
What?
have offended.
The
it.
brain.
What?
I would like you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I have
It's oh,
my character sheet disappeared. I can't help you.
it's always
Sorry, I actually need to reopen it. I accidentally closed it.
intelligence saves are always the best saves.
No whammies. It was my
Oof,
birthday last
that's
week.
a big
Don't be
oof.
rude.
All
It's a
right,
whammy.
so it is casting the spell Feeble Mind.
Oh, that's bad. That's real
That's
bad.
not good.
That's
What
not
does
good.
it do?
That reduces
That's
your intelligence to 1.
You're about
Extreme.
to be a big dum dum.
You take 9 psychic damage.
Okay.
And
This is not a good
Have
spell.
a- I have a headache.
you cannot.
It's not a headache.
That's a big bad.
You,
You
It
cannot.
lasts for a month.
Yeah. Allow me to go ahead and read this spell. On a failed save, the creature's
Did you not hear it? It was
intelligence
my
and
birthday last
charisma
week.
scores become 1. So
Wait,
actually,
no
with
cheese
that in
spell.
mind, let me just quickly, as a precaution, write down what your intelligence and charisma scores were before this. I imagine you'll be taking notes as well, but better safe than sorry.
So my intelligence and charisma go to 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I had 14 charisma and I had 10 intelligence.
Yep, those are now 1. All right. Yeah. So you cannot cast spells, activate magic items, understand language, or communicate in any intelligible way. You can, however, identify friends, follow them, and even protect them. So basically, and I'm not gonna. Well, actually, go ahead and make me a Constitution save to see if you maintain concentration. You need a 10.
Okay, hold on.
Mhm.
I was updating my character sheet for your terrible decisions.
Yep, no worries. Okay. Yep. So I basically you can hold on to the spell, but just like you're not going to be able to cast another one. So at the end of every 30 days, you can repeat this save, and if you succeed, the spell ends.
Oh God.
For what it's worth, the spell can also be ended by greater restoration, heal, or wish.
Yeah, not happening. Can you guys can we like Fallon take a month-long vacation after this fight.
All right, so that was its legendary action. Colleen, it's your turn.
Yeah, I was reading up on Feeble Mind to see if there was anything to be done there, but you're just fucked. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, we weren't in range to count.
I blame Casey for putting me here.
I'm super happy I am, right?
Alright,
Yeah, I feel like this was on purpose.
You attacked it.
I feel like I have offended. I feel like KC is projecting, and I must have offended KC.
can I move my squad up to here, or is that too far?
It's not too far if they're dashing. They can dash 40 feet, I believe. Let me get my little line tool to help you. But you can only move 30, I believe,
Alright.
if you want to do something.
I want to move 30, but I want to get the crew in there.
Okay. Yeah, sure thing. So if you want to like move them as a group and then just back yourself up, that's totally fine.
Where was that? Can you draw that line for me again?
I'm holding it. Can you see it?
It disappeared when I selected.
I don't see the
There we
line.
go.
There it is.
So you can
The
go one.
crew.
You can go one more forward, if you want.
I go back here.
That's fine. You can go up to here if you want.
I just need to be able to see, which I think I can see through horses and around that building.
Yes, it is because of all that congestion. Though it has half cover.
That's totally fair.
Totally fair.
But now what do I do?
Cast a spell.
I already used my big spells. This is awkward.
How? Brushing up against a
Uh,
horse as you walk by with your zombies.
No, I have nothing that I can possibly do right now.
That's really awkward.
Things.
Uh,
I've got 16 horsepower.
is that all?
16 horsepower.
Um,
We're tough.
I will attempt to cast slow.
Okay, at the very least, let me just make sure of one thing. You have gotten a long rest since your
Since we walked through the town.
No, not since you walked through the town, but
Yeah.
but like since everything before you got to this island. So I
Yeah.
think there's at least some stuff that you have not used. So
I got some things, but most of my spells are not.
okay, fair enough. All right.
Actually, Casey,
What's up?
I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna feeble mind it back.
Oh, all right.
No, you. He pulled the Uno reverse card.
Okay, intelligence save.
What's your save, Colleen?
18.
All right, so
18.
it does have magic resistance, which gives it advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Darn! Look at that.
No.
one. Well, I've done all I can do. Now we leave.
Oh, you're done?
Yeah, I think that's everything I can do.
All right. Whoops. Windows, shut up. All right. Let me see here.
What?
No, I got like a Windows alert.
No, Fallon.
Oh. Dear God. Okay, so that will bring us to our tiefling friends,
I feel like it's that. Oh, 32 feet. Never mind.
who I guess this one will duck out from his cover, and they're gonna attempt some crossbow shots. We'll see if this gets anywhere. Or excuse me, some longbow attacks.
Hey, Radiclus, what is Gamork's intelligence?
Yeah, you're gonna laugh because he's smarter than me. His
Yep.
is -3.
What
Mine
was the
is
number?
now
-5.
5. So
Oh wait, I forgot a thing.
Uh-oh.
So
I hate when you
before those attacks that didn't hit, I'm gonna put this up. Sure, let's go with this color. All right. So because this guy starts his turn in this range, he gets to make a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
That's going to be a failure. So basically, you notice as sort of a wave of, for lack of a better word, contamination ripples out away from this creature, instantly withering the grass in this area, and also affecting this tiefling here, who is going to take 11 poison damage. Oh, I'm getting a... Oh, never mind. That's fine. That being said, he's not dead. They all miss their attacks, and I guess he will attempt to find some cover, I guess. And these ones are going to do the same. Yeah, I guess just here. All right. So that's their turn. Now we're up to this guy. Who? Let me see what he can do. Oh, that's interesting. What's the range on that?
I wish I could see that token better. It's so I can't tell what that picture is.
I mean, you can zoom in if you want to, I think.
Is this an enemy token turn?
No, this is actually a friend.
When?
Where is he?
All right, so he's not going to do that. I guess, okay, what's the range on this? Or actually, no. No. Sorry. I should really have figured this out in advance, but I didn't.
Hey, KC, hold on. Where's Dom?
He said he
He's
was not
gone.
here at the beginning.
Oh,
Oh.
crap. I hit my volume slider again.
Where is real cane?
Sis-
I see a lot of grains.
Real Kane's at top.
So actually, turns out, I think I'm just going to dash with him.
Oh,
Let's
that's
get
right.
closer.
That's your new token.
Ye-
So he is just going to come up to here, and that will be his turn. So that will bring us to Gmork.
Where is Dog? Dog is here.
Where is dog? That's what I was thinking right now. Where is dog? Fluffy dog.
His movement is somewhere's 40. Okay, that's stupid. Okay, so he will move closer.
All right.
There. He is there.
Okay.
Ready's a dodge. A doge.
Let me check something real quick.
Check it, yeah.
Oh, I should show you this. I meant to display this last time. See that radius around it?
I
now?
see it now.
Yeah, that's a radius of badness. That was what hurt that tiefling just a moment ago. So if you would like, you can do the move that you did, but yeah, you can also do something different if you want.
What was it a radius of, KC? You cut out.
Oh, a radius of... the ability is actually called Contamination.
How about them horses, though? Were they fine?
Well, it triggers when you start your turn there.
Oh. Horse check, 1, 2.
I like the way you said, I see it now.
Sorry.
There was a box that I failed to check on the sheet.
What's in the book?
What's in the box?
Yeah, that's cool. I like what you did there.
All right.
So, Gmork goes there, just chills out
Dodge.
and dodges.
Dodge, doge.
All right. Are the red horses doing anything?
Oh, yeah, they are. They are going to all creep up.
Okay.
Sneaky
Right
horses.
outside.
Picture a horse creeping up.
This is for when the first round of horses die. He said in the background horses.
These are contingent horses.
The reinforcement horses after the vanguard horses all die.
The reinforcements.
You should
Get-
be
Just say
ashamed of yourself.
reinforcements.
Get out.
Should I assume these are all dodging along with Gmork?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm just going to go ahead and represent that on one of them as a reminder.
they're ready.
Don't forget, there's a bad guy
Ha ha
here.
ha.
That's a bad person.
It is.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you can attack that if you want.
Okay.
If you want to attack with that one rather than.
Yeah, that one can attack.
All right.
/roll. 1d20 plus 5. 17.
17 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
2d4 plus
Yep. 9 damages. Very good. Very good. The horse runs up. The horse stomps on the giant blob of sort of what's the word that I'm looking for?
gelatinous goo.
Warped flesh. No, it's more solid than the other ones. This is very misshapen. Yeah, it goes wow. And that I guess is Gmork's turn.
He's done.
All right.
Yeah.
Kuzmiligus.
The old almighty. All right. Gonna hop off Mr. Grimm.
Okay.
Move up this way a little bit.
Okay.
I now have line of sight on Mr. Ugly.
So you do.
Excellent. You know it, you love it. A little bit of Eldritch Blast. That one's gonna miss, probably.
Indeed it is.
Let's try this one.
Wow, that's rough.
Rolling real. I'd like everyone to know I get like a plus 12 to hit.
That'll
There
hit.
we go. That one looks good. 12 damage.
Alrighty. Yep. So goes wide. Pew. You see. Actually, it sort of carves a channel deep into the creature as gore splatters onto the ground.
Heck.
You get 150 feet away, my friend. Go off map. Go off the grid.
Quiz is gonna go up here and hide behind this building.
Okay. Not an official hide action. Just.
No.
Yeah.
Just literally is behind a building.
Yep.
You have to hide it out if you officially try to.
Can I get control of Mr. Grimm, please?
Apologies. Just a second.
I am now hiding.
All right. There you go.
X. So Mr. Grimm can move 30 feet. What? There. And then he's going to burrow and move 30 more feet.
Okay.
So he'll end up right about here, but he'll be underground.
All right. Let me go ahead and note this. I guess we'll use this because he loves the ground. All right. Anything else for you, Quiz?
Nope. 3-foot man is behind, hopefully, a taller than him building.
All right.
That's it.
Brilliant. In that case, Kane, that'll bring us to you.
Cool beans. First off, Just non D&D related,
Yep.
but during your inertial announcements, I saw that apparently the early stages of a vaccine have been developed in Canada.
Oh, well, that's promising.
And it's funny because like earlier today, NHL was canceled. And Canada's like, how dare you affect our hockey?
It's shots fired.
What the fuck was that? There we go. All right, 70 feet. I can't run 70 feet. Well, actually, I can, but then I can't do anything when I get there, which is kind of pointless. So I'm gonna go join the zombie squad over here.
All right.
Boop, sup, Colleen. I can still see the big guy.
All right, so let me see. That was 35 feet. And yeah, you have clear line of sight. Well, let me see here. You're shooting over one building and some horses. Yeah, it's half covered from there.
I'm going before him though.
Yes, you are.
I have advantage,
So you do.
even though I rolled the natural 1.
Yep.
Amazing. All right, fire arrow from a short bow.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a I'm gonna use a +2. Actually, yeah, I'll use +2.
Okay.
Short bow.
That will unfortunately miss. Oh wait, no, yeah, it'll miss.
How are they both 60?
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
How
But
are
yep.
they both?
You know, you're trying too hard to like get it over the buildings, over the horses. It flies wide and lands harmlessly on the ground.
So I guess it's 1 arrow lost.
Mm-hmm.
Or should I wait after combat to ask you about that?
All right.
How are you tracking ammo here?
So let me see. That's 35 feet of movement and your action.
Well, that's awkward. I even had assassinate. Sort of.
That is unfortunate.
Well, that's it, I guess. Can I, like, hide behind these zombies?
Hide behind the zombies. You know what? I'm going to say you can certainly try. So go ahead and roll that stealth.
Oh, another question. Can my clones move?
Yeah, let me check the rules for that real quick. By the way, you have disadvantage on the hide check.
Oh.
Let me see here.
What the hell is that? What the hell is this? Why are there 3 of them?
Oh, that's weird.
What the fuck?
Your clones share your movement speed. So they can move, but like doing things with them costs
Oh, I see what's happening.
costs actions or bonus actions or reactions.
It's how they're doing reliable talent. So I got a 25.
Oh, I see.
Neat.
Okay, noted.
Give me disadvantage on a proficient skill. Ha! I laugh in the face of proficient disadvantages.
Okay. Are you doing anything with your clones? Do you want to move any of them?
No, actually, I was thinking of using them to attack, but I used first. I hid. So
Okay, good enough. All right. So before we get to its turn, it's going to use another legendary action. This is going to be targeting. Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna call it.
Fallon.
Kane, Colleen, and this
Fallon.
tiefling over here.
I used to like when you would speak up.
So, I need Colleen and Kane to give me Constitution saving throws. This
Why?
tiefling will do the same.
Or we could
Constitution.
not and say that intelligence instead.
All right.
Actually, I second that. Never mind. I'm good. It rebounds. It rebounds. It rebounds, Casey.
Not a spell.
Fuck.
All right.
I've done this twice now. I need the.
All right. Let me see here. Okay. So both Colleen and this tiefling are going to be poisoned.
What does that do again?
Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls.
Great.
And in addition, you have 1 level of exhaustion. So I'm just going to go ahead and note that using the blue bubble on your icon. Okay. And then I think right. Also, we need to make a few rolls here. Fallon, from where you stand, you can see this tiefling, and as you watch, it writhes and wriggles, and a second head emerges near the base of its neck.
Oh no. Does it look like Fallon?
Kind of vaguely resembles the tiefling itself.
I don't know what's happening.
Colleen, I need you to roll percentile dice.
You might cut out.
Oh, I need you to roll a D100.
Oh.
All right.
I don't think anything's going to beat a 96 if that's what we're doing.
So your vision darkens, and Kane, you sort of glance up at Colleen, and you notice that her eyes have gone completely black. So Colleen, your eyes are totally an inky black. This does give you dark vision to 120 feet.
I'm confused.
I'm confused.
This is an ability known as Warp Creature. All right. And that is going to bring us to its turn. So, let me see. What can we do? What's its reach? All right. Yeah. I guess it will just come up to here. And
Tax opportunity?
first attack is going to be, it's going to lob it. So it makes sort of a blob of purplish bile and lobs it over all the zombies. Kane, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Wait, don't the horses get tax opportunity?
Oh, so they do. Fallon, if you like, you can have 6 attacks of opportunity with your horses.
Yes.
Yes.
As this thing sort of like slowly floats your direction. Hit.
You can hit the up arrow, and it will repeat the last.
Yeah, if you did. Yeah, that is
Okay,
true.
well, I'll remember that. I just accidentally typed the wrong thing. So.
You can actually keep pressing up, and it'll like scroll through your history.
Yeah, it goes the whole history. It's useful.
How many did you say?
6. Man, you're rolling well. Holy shit.
That's a nat 20.
Okay, so this is going to be what? 2, 4, 6, 10d4 plus 12 damage.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay, and I'll round that up, so that'll be that. Okay, yeah. As this thing floats away, the horses stamp furiously at it, dealing actually a nice little chunk of damage. All right. That being said, it now gets to attack, and as I said, Kane, Dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw. Okay.
Yeah, you know, easy. Oh, and you do succeed. You do succeed. As
I
this,
take no damage.
as this blob of bile, like falls into the ground, just like inches away from you, and you watch as it hisses and burrows into the ground. Okay. So next attack, it's going to whip up all of these chains that are about it. And
Don't you hurt the
Fallon.
dog. What did Radiclus do to you?
That'll be a crit.
What did he do to you?
Asking the real questions. Using dice modifiers. No.
This is how I felt in the fight I died in.
So that'll be 39 piercing damage. And I need you to give me a con save.
Hold on, I'm still subtracting.
Yep, no worries.
He has to do the damage, man. Oh, Jesus. Quick, horses, save Fallon.
They're gone.
Okay.
Just the green ones, though.
Yep.
Well, at least they got some good kicks in.
All right.
Green.
Attack number 2.
Is this against me still?
Yep, still against you. 18.
I'm looking. Yes, that hits because it's exactly my AC.
All right. 23 damage. As another chain lashes across your body. And we got one more.
No, stop it.
It misses.
Ha.
All right, now we got this guy.
6.
Who's gonna try to wail on a horse. Oh, that's a
Beta
20.
jumps out of the.
That'll hit the horse.
Not the horse.
It'll actually bite the horse for 7 slashing damage. You want me to keep track of that?
I mean, I don't. I can tell you that this horse has 6 HP left.
Okay, cool.
You can just the bubbles.
I can remember that. For
Well,
now.
I'm gonna-
Without a hand.
I'm just gonna type it in the green bubble on the horse is all. So cool. All right, and that's its entire turn because that's what it can do right there. It can do
I just noticed where Quiz was.
that. At a
You're
safe
so far away.
distance.
Quiz
Yeah,
is so
Fallon's
far.
dying. It's cool.
Typical quiz.
Speaking of Fallon. Oh yeah, speaking of Fallon, give me a con saving throw.
No.
Another one?
Yeah, because you're inside the bad range.
I thought it was only on my turn.
It is your turn.
It's your turn now.
Oh,
Man, feeble mind's really taking effect.
All right. So you're gonna take some poison damage from its contamination ability.
Jesus Christ.
Do you have any
Whoops.
poison resistance or anything?
So 17 of that.
Okay. Trying to do math in my head. Okay. Cool.
All right.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn now.
Let me. Oh, I can't cast spells or use magic items, right?
Yeah.
You can't activate them. You can like attack. Like if you attack with a magical weapon, it'll still do its thing. You just
Yeah.
can't
No,
activate
I was gonna peace out with my Dimension Door cape, but
Oh, yep. Nope.
can I still dash as a bonus action?
You're-
Yes, although, yeah. Go ahead, Brave.
Use the Axe of Alkadir. That supersedes thing.
Supersedes what?
Like you could use the artifacts.
Uh,
Any
I'm
of
almost
them.
dead.
you,
think.
I will say, if you used that, theoretically, it would still work because you don't have to like activate it. The other thing I was about to say is if you try to dash away, you are inside its threat range right now.
You would take an attack of opportunity.
Axe of Sundering.
Just going through this
Colleen,
list.
Use
Two
the axe.
Use the axe.
It's like I'm picturing the little devil on Fallon's shoulder. Use the axe, Fallon, and then I'm picturing Colleen. Use the axe, Fallon.
That's exactly what's happening.
What is this? In light of COVID,
If you have to be a mindless zombie, you might as well have a really big axe.
bitches love big axe.
You know what? I'm gonna die. Let's use the axe. I don't care.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Just a sec. I have to reference my notes because you're using the axe.
I was just reading the notes. That's why I always said it. So it's 3 on both attack and damage rolls. Bonus 3d6 necrotic damage to any target that hits. If I'm 1 less than normal crit, it's a crit. It ignores damage resistances. Immunity creates just resistance instead of immunity. And it severs the links between body and soul, preventing healing magic on them. And they cannot benefit from healing magic for 24 hours. Not that this guy will care.
Where is?
I mean, I'm just I don't guess I could probably use the other. It would probably be smarter to like use the scepter. Or the...
Yeah, but see, you have intelligence of 1, so you're not
I
smart
know,
right now.
so I can just swing an axe.
Yeah.
It's my death.
Don't do the smart thing. This is how I play Kane. I think of the smart thing, and I'm like, nah, Kane's not smart. And I do something.
Let me see.
Don't worry, Clean can bring you back to life.
Okay.
That's true. That's probably the best thing that we can do for you.
Yeah. Okay. So you are attacking with the Axe of Sundering. It's going to be 1d20 plus strength plus 3. Plus proficiency. So I guess what? 1d20 plus strength plus 8, I believe.
How do you determine proficiency?
It's 5 for you, I believe.
Yeah, it's 5.
It's based on your level.
Okay, so
Proficiency is
1d20 plus the 3 from strength and 3 from the axe and what else?
And then 5 from your proficiency, so it's going to be 11.
Just do plus 11.
Okay. Yup.
Get him.
Nothing it can do about that. Let me see. Okay, you rolled a 16. Ignores damage resistances. Okay.
She's like, how powerful is this weapon I gave them?
Yeah, I know. I'm just double checking some things. Okay, yep. So that's totally a hit. So let me see. You're gonna get a D12. Let me just write this out. D12 plus strength plus 3 for the axe plus 3d6 in necrotic. And I believe that's it.
I can roll the 3d6 separate, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
$25.
Yeah. Oh, and then you get 4 for your
plus 4, yeah.
bonus.
29. And it can't take healing magic, right? That
is correct. It cannot heal. Okay, so 29. Okay, got it. Yeah. So you watch as Fallon pulls out this, the actually rather sleek Axe of Sundering. The atmosphere sort of instantly falls a degree as he takes it up, and with sort of a actually just a completely dull expression on his face, but with sort of an inner fire, swings it across and cleaves a great gash through the creature.
Cool.
Anything else for you?
Is there anything I can do?
No.
I mean, if you had a bonus action.
I do. I didn't do anything with it. Could I hide or dodge? I can't. Well, no, I can hide. Can I hide right next to it?
Wait a minute.
Vanish. I vanished.
How? Oh, well, you moved, right?
I moved. Yeah, to like 1 square.
Right. So, like, let me see. How does hide in plain sight work? Um.
I will be right back.
Yep. No problem. Ah, crap.
All right, let me read this. Vanish. Hide is a bonus action.
He stands so still. See,
So, if you want to not move, you can attempt to hide in plain sight.
I'll do it.
All right. Let me see.
I mean, is that fine or that's
Yeah.
not?
No. I mean, that's how the ability works.
That
I'm
works
gonna say that
even
because
with
you're.
the
I'm gonna go ahead and say that because you're right in front of it and you use the axe of sundering, that you do have disadvantage on this, but you could theoretically succeed.
Okay, do I need to roll anything?
Yeah, stealth.
Okay. Working on
Motherfucker.
it. Don't act like you're not impressed.
So you swing, the creature reels, and you can kind of see eyes on it. And you watch as those sort of roll up in its skull, and then you watch as Fallon. And you do have to remain exactly there in order to use
Okay,
this
sorry.
ability. Yep, no worries.
Sorry.
Oh wait. Oh no, you had to move to use the axe. Oh
Yeah.
fuck. I'm sorry. You
Does
can't.
movement
Yeah,
kill your bonus action?
you can't use hide in plain sight if you moved.
Well, it just says.
Yeah, when you attempt to hide on your turn, you can opt not to move on that turn.
Okay, sorry.
Yep, no worries. Okay, so
Fine.
all right, so never mind. You there? Okay.
This is so terrible.
So moving on then. It's
Oh,
going.
wait.
Uh,
Never mind. Would throwing my holy water bomb be a bonus action?
no, because you'd have to actually take it out and throw it. It'd be an action.
Okay, fine.
All right, cool.
I'll take it.
Okay, so we're going to go to its legendary action, and let me see here. I guess let's go with yeah, you know what? It's going to turn towards Kane, and it's going to try to cast a spell.
Dispel or counterspell. Counterspell.
Okay. It is
Fifth
level.
level.
Yep. So the spell is level 8, so you can go ahead and roll. It's just your spell attack.
Yes, I clicked the spell card and it was like, what level? And I was like, okay, 5, go.
Oh, yeah. So you need to roll an 18. Oh,
19.
all right. Yeah. So it goes to cast the same spell that it used against Fallon, but it just fizzles.
You're welcome.
All right.
who was that directed at?
Kane.
Oh, that wouldn't have changed.
I feel betrayed.
Colleen, it's your turn.
I mean, I would if I could think.
I was not in range, I'm sorry.
Oh, these
You
two
love your luck
zombies
time.
right here need to give me con saves. Let me make sure they don't have any kind of resistance to some of this. Okay, yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Oh wait, you know what? No, they have damage immunity to poison, so this is kind of a moot point. So you can just go.
I
mean, they failed the saves, but it doesn't matter.
Can he move here?
With a dash.
Yes. They're all gonna dash
wait,
to
no,
get
I'm
to
sorry. They have
place.
to go around the building.
That was the
So,
question.
Yeah, so it'd be 18. Oh yeah, you could get to there.
All right.
Yeah, and then like this one could get like right behind it, basically.
It could get up to here. They
Oh.
could kind of migrate around.
Yeah, you could even get as far as that if you wanted.
Yeah, let's do that. Test the limits.
All right.
He can stand here or no?
Yeah, that's fine. He's sort of like under the alcove.
Up the barbarians. That should be fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine. You could even go all the way up to there if you wanted with that one, and then move the other one in.
Yeah.
Or actually, if you want, you can just move this one here. They're like equivalent tokens.
They're the same thing.
Yep.
All right, so that's what they're doing.
Oh, and on your turn, I'm sorry, because you have the poison ability. Oh, technically
Don't do it.
Yeah, I'm not going to take it back. I forgot that you have disadvantage. On the check. It's weird. It's like a spell thing. It does whatever. I need you to give me another con saving throw. Because of the effect from before.
Must you assault me with my worst save?
That is most unfortunate. So you now have 2 levels of exhaustion.
Great.
So let me see here. 2 levels
Have speed.
exhaustion. And we roll another D100. Let's see what else happens.
I rolled a 66 before. What's 55 get me?
All right. So Kane, you watch as Colleen's arms grow into tentacles with fingers on the end.
Gross, but cool.
It's gross, but also kind of cool.
So you have tentacle arms, and that also does actually increase your reach by 5 feet.
Because I'm going to be touching that thing.
Well, hey, you know, it's a bonus.
I have disadvantage on spell attacks too, so it's really unfortunate. I have very limited options.
Hurt them.
Fuck it. I will try to soul explode him.
Okay.
Ooh, that might not be the worst.
Oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you that you had disadvantage on this, and that's its AC. So
Let's
actually,
do it.
Nice.
So actually, yeah, I'm just checking, but it's got nothing. So, yup, you hit.
Woohoo! Dice.
All right. Yeah, you fire the bolt of radiant energy, slams into the creature. I need to give you a charisma save.
Yeah, what's charisma like, Casey? Tell me.
I presume that succeeds.
It's a very
It
likable demon.
All right.
It's a high charisma save. The thing is,
So yeah, that being said, that is a lot of radiant damage. And the creature bellows with sort of an unearthly shriek. And you, as the dust settles, you've gouged a large amount out of this creature. Where a few of the chains cross, it now just sort of falls down over a big empty spot.
All right. That's all I got for you.
All right. Okay. So you having done what you just did.
likely.
Let me
Probably.
see here.
It was nice knowing you.
It's not enthusiastic about this at all. But it's already got you with the warp creature. But it's going to fuck up somebody.
You mean somebody else?
Okay. You know what? Here is what it's going to do. Kane, it's going to target you with another spell.
What? Why me? I didn't do it. I haven't hit it yet.
I know.
I'm like the only one that hasn't actually hit this thing.
Yeah, I know that.
Why you gotta do me like this, Casey?
Any quibbles with me targeting Kane with a different spell?
I mean, I figured I could change your mind. I'm
Could you
just
say that again? Your
playing.
voice kind of broke up.
Oh, I said I'm targeting Kane with another spell. Anyone have quibbles about that?
I
Broke up
cannot
again.
see it.
With a spell.
With a spell.
I cannot see it, nor am I
Alright.
in.
Targeting Kane with a spell.
Counter spell 5th level.
Okay, succeeds.
Yay! Thank
Selena
you.
also has more spell slots than I do.
It's true.
Yes.
And I have a lot of useless spell slots, so
It was trying something else. The something else didn't work. Sad for it. Okay. Cool. That's gonna bring us to these tieflings. And you know what? Oh, wait a minute. This one has the warp creature on it, so it will make another con save. That'll be a fail. So let's see what happens to it. 87. What's an 87? Its ears turn into wings.
What?
Yup.
Okay.
Nature itself.
I mean, I'm slowly turning into an aboleth, so you know, whatever.
Yeah, but see, you're enjoying it, probably.
Probably.
You know what? Okay. Does this guy retain his courage? let me find that out first. No, he does not. He is going to run over here and he's going to attempt to hide. All right. Cool. This one, on the other hand, is going to poke his head out. He's just going to run out and back, attacking once. So I'll just leave him where he is. That's going to be +4 to hit. Oh, it hits. Look at him. You go. It's going to be 1d8 plus 2. So 5. So you see a lonely arrow plunk into the creature.
The loneliest of arrows.
That will be their turn. Let me start my music again. There we go. All right. Oh, there should be one more. Why is that? Oh, this guy. You know what? He can pop out and make an attack and pop back as well. I guess it'll have a bit of cover from him. Oh, but he crits. Okay.
Casey
So
playing with himself.
another lonely arrow plunks in. And it's going to go ahead and try another legendary action at this point. It's surveying its options. It's surveying.
What are its options?
I mean, you guys are doing some work. All right. You know what? It's just gonna say screw it. Fight me, coward. Quizmilligus. It's gonna lob some bile your direction.
I don't think he's here.
Oh, he's not here. You know what? I'm just gonna roll for him, and he's not here. All right. You know what? I'll go ahead to this guy's turn, but as soon as he's back, he's getting some bile.
All right.
All right. Cool. So that is gonna bring us to this guy, who. Let me see here. Let me see. What does that do? You know what? Yeah. He is going to pop up to there. And he is going to look towards Fowlin. And he is going to cast a spell known as Heal. So Fowlin, A wave of positive energy washes through you. You regain 70 hit points, and you are no longer affected by Feeble Mind.
I didn't hear the last part.
You regain 70 hit points, and you get your stats back.
You're no longer dumb. You
Uh,
smart again.
I can't affect my character sheet. Oh, okay. Intelligence was 10. Charisma was 14.
And for his trouble, the demon is going to go ahead and use its last legendary action for this round to lob some bile at the friendly priest dude. So, let me see.
Friendly priest dude, no.
Friendly priest dude's going to fail. Quizmiligus, please give
Yep.
me a dexterity saving throw. It lobbed some bile at you.
How does it know where I am?
It can see you over the rooftop. All right, friendly priest dude is going to take 24 points of damage. And Quizmiligus, the lob of bile smacks into you, burning into your leg. You take 33 points of acid damage. All right. And that's going to bring us to Gamork. Oh, who needs to make a con saving throw.
Is this thing like floating in the air quite a bit, Casey?
It's hovering just a little bit off the ground.
You said con save, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's going to be a fail. Whoops, not 4d65.
Please don't.
15 poison damage to the doggo.
Okay.
Please no.
He's still mad. He's gonna run up over here.
Okay.
And
Isn't there a house right here?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That would be leaping onto a roof. You can totally do that, but I need an acrobatics check if you want to do that.
Well, okay, where was I?
You were... Yeah, that looks right.
Well, I can get there.
Yeah, that works.
And we're gonna give him... Hold on. I'm gonna give him one of these. He has advantage?
Pack tactics?
Yes.
That, yeah.
Advantage on attack rolls against a creature if it's...
Yeah, no, good
At least
call.
one of
That
the
hits. That'll hit.
Was
I like the way you
getting
asked.
a favorite or no?
Wait, what? I'm sorry?
I couldn't remember. We talked about this too many times. I always forget. Does he get the advantage of my greater or of the favorite enemies thing or no?
Yeah, I decided he does. Rules are kind of ambiguous. Don't really indicate that he does, but I think it makes sense. So yeah. So let me see here. So it's going to be that. Oh, this one. Oh, it has a strength save. Oh, actually, this is its save. And it fails to save, but it has legendary resistance, so it's going to choose to succeed. That being said, that is... Yep, Gamork runs up, tackles it, sort of tears into it, and it takes a bit of damage. It is looking pretty torn up at this point.
Gamork yields his turn back to
Are the horses doing anything? Oh yeah, that's right. Wait, we have 3 horses that need to give me con saves. We'll go top to bottom.
The horses have +1 to Constitution. I guess that doesn't do anything, right? So it's just.
Oh, they roll 1d20 plus 1. Okay, that looks like 3 fails. So I'll just have them all take this much. Is that higher than their AC?
Each?
Correct.
Higher than their AC or health?
Or health, that's what I meant.
I believe so. I think they have like 13 health.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Sorry, I keep closing.
No, that's right. I'm pretty sure that's
Early.
right. So I'm just going to...
13 health.
Yep. That said, you still have 5 riding horses.
If they run in, do they got to make the saves too?
At the start
if
of their
they're
next turn.
If they're jumping, oh yeah, at the start of their next turn, not immediately when they run in.
Okay. I assume I'm still within range since I especially got closer. They have 60-ish feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess there's these damn zombies in the way.
Friendlies. The horses aren't actually that big. I'll let you crowd in there if you want.
Okay.
I'll adjust this so that we can still see the zombies.
Can this last guy make it?
Let me see. I'm just checking to see if you had a clear path.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you do. You do. You can do that. Okay, so you get 5 horsey attacks.
Horsey attacks go.
How many did I roll? 3?
Yeah. Okay, you have 1 hit.
Awesome.
So
Sorry,
2d4 or 1d4. No, is it 2d4 plus 3?
2d4 plus 3.
Yep. Okay.
Damages.
Yeah. Okay. Your horses all charge in. It is getting very congested around the creature at this moment, but they all go ploo 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 into it, and little chunks fall off of it. It bellows one more time, but cannot do anything about that. Quiz, it's your turn.
All right, we're gonna start with old, who's gonna burrow his way here, and then just kind of be.
All right.
Doing. Can I see the creature from where I am?
Yes, although given the distance, the intervening buildings and such, it has 3/4 cover from your current position. If you get a cleaner line of sight, you can deal with that.
So hold on, maybe I just don't really understand what I'm. Is this thing like how tall is it? How big is this boy?
Yeah, so it's taller than you, but it's still fair.
Most things are.
Oh, how tall is the creature?
Yeah.
It like goes up like 12, 15 feet in the air. And like it's it's like 12 feet tall and it's hovering.
Okay. So can I see it better now?
Yes. I'll even let me see. There's a building. Half cover from there.
Okay. So that's disadvantage or
no? It's just -2 to your attack.
Oh. Okay. All right. Sure.
Hits. How would you like to do this?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm actually gonna fire all 3. Just all 3 hit.
Miss.
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 Jesus. Okay. Well, we're not gonna shoot the last 2 then. Oh no, they shoot.
No, you absolutely shoot. They just miss wildly.
Yeah. It has to, anyways. Part of the attack.
Fair.
So 2 just dead end into this stupid ass. But 1 just goes spiraling right through and just drills a hole top of this creature's head.
Mm-hmm.
And just out the other end, 1 clean snipe.
And you watch as basically half the creature's body unhinges from the lower half. It's really kind of disgusting. And the chains that are sort of attaching this creature-ish to the ground sag. It like sort of wavers and then crumbles onto the ground in between this giant pile of bodies that are mobbing it. And it slowly dissolves as sort of bubbles of ichor float to the surface, and it evaporates. And we are out of initiative. And I didn't hit it once.
Can you please replace all the horse corpses on the
A sea of
Well,
a sea of
they
course.
actually just go poof because you summon them with a spell.
Oh.
A few seconds later, Mr. Grimm pops up right here, just ready to fight.
You should pop up where the thing used to be.
So there we go. I'm gonna.
Is that one guy still got 2 heads? And is Colleen still morphed?
We're getting there. Just a moment. I'm sticking a new music link in because the combat music is no longer appropriate, and I need to find my new notes. Let me ask this question, Fallon.
Yes.
Well, actually, wait a minute. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Okay. So
Did it work?
just for the record, as regards the axe,
Yeah.
you can put it away if you want, and don't feel any. You feel a bit of a tug as you do put it away, but you shake it off. It's fine.
Shut up, X.
Silence, axe.
All right. So, let us see. So yeah. Oh, Colleen. Right. Let me.
I was super useful there.
All right, Colleen. So here's what we're gonna do. In order to see how this goes now that the creature is dead, we are going to be making some more con saves. So there's not. Well, let's just make them, and I'll tell you what happens. So I'll just tell you, and let's make them one at a time. So give me a con save. Okay, another one.
I believe.
Okay, and in the words of DJ Khaled, another one. One more, please. Okay, one more.
It's like you're trying to punish me. You're waiting for that one.
Okay.
You're rolling so well.
So I will go ahead and tell you what I was actually doing was waiting to see if you hit 6 fails or 3 saves first. So here's the deal. You retain your transformations. So your inky black eyes, your 2 levels of exhaustion, and your what's it called? Your tentacle arms. You do shake off the poisoned effect.
Okay.
And yeah, we are out of initiative. Let me go ahead and switch to the other map. So you watch as the priest. Well, okay, and actually, wait a minute. I'm sorry. We've got this tiefling over here. Let me see how he fares with this.
Wait, what happened? Did that horse kill the other demon thing?
Oh, I totally forgot about him. Sure, you clean him up somehow.
The legend of hero. The legend of hero horse.
Hero horse.
What were any of my stray Eldritch Blasts good enough to hit him?
You know what? Yeah, you miss really wildly with one of them. Roll damage for it.
Come on.
Yeah, it just happens to hit him.
But no
Let's
one
go with
saw,
that.
and everyone thinks it was hero horse.
No, they definitely think it was Hero Horse.
The goodest horse of all.
Okay. Meanwhile, the other tiefling who began to. Or actually, wait a minute. I'm sorry. It is not clear from the rules what happens if this guy dies. But no, it's a poison. Okay, yeah, you know what? I think that is appropriate. So the other tiefling, you watch as its body continues to warp. Or, maybe you don't see, but you hear, and then sort of edge around the building and watch. Or maybe you don't, I don't know. First, its body sort of, like its skin sort of cracks and becomes brittle seeming. One of its legs grows abnormally long. It seems to waste away before you, growing thin and skeletal. And then finally, its eyes start to glow with a yellow light, almost like headlights, sort of casting light in front of it. It shrieks and moans, and then lurches towards you all to attack you. I'm not going to go back into combat because you guys can take care of this one easily if you want. Do any of you move against it, or you just sort of look on?
I probably don't see it, do I?
You're probably too far away. You're probably still approaching the others. Although, if nobody acts, you might get close enough to be able to see it.
What exactly is happening?
The two-headed guy is stumbling to attack or something.
Yep.
Can he be trampled by horses?
He could.
Do I still have tentacle arms?
You do. And inky black eyes.
Hug him.
I want to whack him with my spell sword at range with tentacles.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Hold on, I want to see what. I'm gonna put a booming blade on top of that.
Wait, you have that cantrip?
Yeah, because I was
Why?
initially gonna be like a rogue mage in the middle of my zombie army, and then I went a different direction.
Okay.
Where is the spell sword? You have a slot on here somewhere.
Can Kane go find his arrow? Fired earlier.
I'm gonna say that's consumed.
Oh.
Sword of spell thingies. There we go.
Okay. And it's against one of these. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that hits. So go ahead and roll damage.
I don't know why it says intelligence save.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure either.
It's the first time I've swung that sword.
Yeah, but you also get your cantrip on top of it.
The booming blade.
Booming blade.
Kabooyaboo.
So we're level 15.
Yeah.
All right.
Are we?
So if it moves, it takes 3d8 thunder damage.
Okay, well, it is going to continue to lurch towards you, not being the most intelligent. So go ahead and roll your 3d8.
Done been lurched on.
Yeah. So you come up, you slash at it with your sword. It sort of hisses and goes to lurch towards you, and as it does, you watch as it just explodes into, like, it's organic, but it's almost the consistency of like wood, or even oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Like mulch almost. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it's something like that. And just sort of shatters to the ground, and then you watch as it too, just like the giant creature, sort of dissolves. You all look on for a long moment, And then sort of the older tiefling who came in the middle of the fight and healed Fallon, you hear him sigh and say, "Yes, I believe he was gone." Then he looks up to you, Colleen, and says, "I'm not sure how much this will help, but," and he's gonna come up to you and just lightly touch you on your shoulder. You feel a wave of energy rush into you. Getting rid of it's going to take away one of your levels of exhaustion.
Lovely.
And in addition, or actually, you know what? No, that is how we're going to do it. It does not, however, remove the physical changes that you have undergone. And he sighs from it and says, I was not sure about this. But I'm going to tell you, just as a reminder, you can sort of mark this down somewhere. So you are going to retain these physical changes potentially for some time. Every time you make a long rest, I will give you a chance to repeat the Constitution saving throw. And on a 20 or higher, you can recover one of the physical changes if you wish. And let me see here. In the meantime, I will just go ahead and tell you this effect can be undone only by a wish spell. That's in the rules of the ability.
Neat. So, inky black eyes with dark vision.
Yeah, 120 feet, which is longer than your normal.
And tentacle arms. So reach.
Yep,
Is that it?
that's it. Yep, and you're down to one level of exhaustion, and you currently have no other negative effects.
How's Fallon doing?
Not bad.
Like,
Really?
are you intelligible?
Yeah, I'm good.
The guy healed him. He's smart now.
Did he?
Yeah, I got a lot of health back, and I got
Greater restored.
yeah,
So
he
he used heal.
Oh.
done been healed.
So at this point, he looks up at all of you and says, I suppose I must thank you. No, actually, just a second. Let me attempt some kind of voice here. I suppose I must... no, that's terrible. I suppose I must... I can't talk. Pause. I suppose I must thank you. My name is... Well, they call me Elder Hosel. I lead this small village, such as it is. It perhaps feels too much to ask you for more help at this moment, but would you do me the further favor of walking this village to check for any stragglers?
Sure.
Thank you.
Didn't really do much in that fight there, so figured might as well do something.
You all sort of walk. So for the next period of time, you're going to sort of be walking through the village, looking for anyone who, might be in trouble or, hiding, stuck somewhere, that kind of thing. Everybody give me perception.
Do I get any kind of advantage for using my
Wind
Drinks?
clones?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Take advantage.
Yeah.
Clean gets... actually, Clean makes a check normally because exhaustion cancels.
I can see through walls.
Horse perception.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, I mean, I don't know if they can communicate back to you. But yeah. As you walk around, you do find a few people. You check in a few of the buildings. Quiz, you do find one person. The others almost miss him, but sort of buried beneath a destroyed part of a house. You just see his hand, barely visible through a pile of fallen timbers. You sort of gather everyone up and you help free him. By the time
I have my earth elemental do it.
Oh yeah, fair point.
So the horses will obey any command I give to them. So I
Well,
can tell them
right.
to
That's
ready.
true. So I guess okay. Yep. So
It's
yeah,
sassy, but
and at one point, one of them does sort of call out to you that they found a couple small children hiding in a room in a house.
It was Horse Hero, the same one.
Uh, indeed. You gather them all up. I don't know, perhaps putting a few of them on the riding horses. And as you're walking around, Hosel basically explains to you that he's the leader of this community, such as it is. Thanks you for helping. And finally, as you sort of get done with this, he says, "And if you don't mind, I imagine most of the village will have fled to our retreat higher up the hill. I'll guide you there, if you will."
could you help us find our dragon?
He stops and looks at you and says, perhaps we should speak tonight so that I can see what we can do. I regret that I can't offer you much for accommodations. My home was among those ruined, as was the town hall, but I'm sure we can arrange something. Can we speak on this later?
Sure.
He nods. He guides you up into the mountains, just the base of the mountains. You find sort of a cave where turns out most of the village is gathered, combined with the ones that you helped retrieve. There's maybe somewhere between 400 and 500 people. And Hosel sort of tells them all that he's walked the city with you, thinks it's clean, mentions all of the help that you offered, and let me see here, and finally says, our lives and honestly much of our possessions still remains. What Sheena has seen fit to destroy, we shall rebuild.
Sheena?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know nothing about no Sheena?
Do I see Dom anywhere?
In fact, you do. In fact, he
I feel
is.
conflicted, Fallon.
He is.
What? You feel neglected?
I said I feel conflicted.
About the tentacles?
No, the Sheena thing.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar. I'm forgetting. I feel like
I don't think this guy worships Sheena. I think he's saying that the demons or whatever were from Sheena.
Well, I mean, you can certainly ask about that. Quiz, you do see Dom. He's actually towards the front of the group of people, currently sort of gathered near the four who you met before. Give me insight.
I did ask though.
Oh, you asked out loud? We'll get to you in a moment then.
Yay.
Oh, 23 indeed. Okay, yeah. You see pretty clearly what's going on. He's got kind of a bit of a group gathered around him, and as the people start to walk back towards the village, you notice a number of them, like, not necessarily consciously, but almost falling into formation behind him, He's been working the crowd a bit while you guys have been helping against the demon.
Working the crowd?
Yeah, sort of setting himself up as something of a respected person or a leader.
I don't say anything. Just watch.
Okay. Kane. So yeah, as you all are walking back, you can certainly come up to Hosel and ask him whatever you like.
I literally just said Sheena
He
when
said,
he said Sheena.
he says, yes, the goddess of destruction, of purification.
Oh, right. Sorry, had a brain fart there.
He nods and says, would it help if I described somewhat to you the, shall we say, religious identification of this village?
Sure.
He nods and then pauses and looks back. I imagine your companions might wish to know more as well. I'll tell you more later. Suffice to say, he closes his eyes and then opens them again. There are some who worship Sheena who devote themselves to wanton destruction. We are not such, but we are ones who understand the necessity of destruction as part of the cycle of life and building, and therefore we worship the goddess.
Wait, so you worship the goddess of destruction?
Indeed.
Oh. Sounds fun.
He nods and says, in fact, this is, he closes his eyes, something of an occasion for us, a time for us to reflect on all that we still have and on the blessing that you and your party has bestowed upon us.
Wait, does this happen regularly?
On this scale, no. It's normally smaller attacks of the Sahuagin.
Okay.
After all, if this sort of thing happened too often, we wouldn't have much of a village, would we?
Do I see the tieflings you're with?
Yep, they're just a bit behind you, close to dawn.
Hmm.
So whenever Clean and I like cleared out that building with the cultists, weren't there like body parts all like sewn together randomly on a table?
Yep.
Yep.
What did he give his name?
Hosel. It's in chat.
Also, are you a cultist of Sheena? Is that what you do?
He closes his eyes and then opens them again. Says, some would call us that, but we like to think that we're more well-adjusted than the image people normally have in mind when they use such a word.
Have you ever, for example, sewn a bunch of body parts together? Like a whole lot of them? Like on a table or anything?
He pauses for a moment and then says, I've heard of such things, but no, we do not practice that in this village. The bodies of the lost tonight shall be simply burned.
Fallon looks at Colleen and makes a gesture like, do we kill him? Also, after he makes a gesture, he suddenly notices what's going on with Colleen's face. Visibly jerks. Like, oh, God.
Jesus. Colleen.
Jesus Christ, Colleen. You really let yourself go.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of like give you like a shake my head, like, no. Because it's more of a curiosity. Like, you don't know that it's him. specifically?
I used to have several Cultists of Sheena medallions myself.
He looks at you and says, "Perhaps we should share stories later." And at this point, you're approaching the edge of the city. He says,
I still have 3 of them. Can I show them to him?
"Wolves." We'll see. He says, "If you'll excuse me for a moment," and then he sort of looks back towards the group, and actually, let me see here. Molsfon, one of the tieflings from before, is going to sort of step forward at that point and say, "Elder Husel, if I may." He nods, and says, and then Molsfon turns toward you, and says, "If you don't mind, I would be honored to put you up in my home this evening. I can already see from here it's survived the destruction with hardly any damage, and while it's not the most comfortable affair, it is one of the larger homes in town."
You sure you want her and I just a clean in your house?
He looks up at her.
Are you just being really rude, Kane? Is that the point?
Well, like, she's fucking weird right now.
That's so messed up. You're blue. We don't say
She grew tentacles for arms.
he
so,
looks
so
back
do
to
a
you,
lot
Kane.
of my
Oh,
family.
sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
He
And we
looks
killed them.
back to you
Sorry.
and says, "We welcome those who would aid us in whatever form they may take."
That's when Fallon finally pulls out the medallions out of his pack. I knew I still had them. They're crusted with blood, let's say.
Oh gosh. He pauses for a moment and then says, and then he shakes his head and says, "Perhaps later." He says, "I'll guide you to my home in just a moment. Let me just go tell the others." So yeah, he jumps back, comes forward, with actually the entire group in tow, from before, including Dom. And at this point, Hosel excuses himself, and you watch as he and a few other tieflings, male and female, mostly older but not entirely, step forward and begin sort of a low chant. Think like Gregorian chant kind of thing, like singing. Not particularly loudly. It's actually kind of creepy. And you, you can see, though, basically, there are not very many, but a few bodies in the streets. You watch as he walks up to one, takes some of just a handful of dirt from the ground, throws it over the body, and then picks it up, hands it to one of his companions, who starts carrying it towards the center of the city. Judging from what he said before, you imagine there's going to be some sort of funeral pyre.
So, Colleen, is this a permanent thing now?
For the record, Brave, I told you how it works, but Colleen isn't sure.
Yeah. Well, Kane, I'm not sure, but I, for one, embrace my new tentacle form.
Yeah.
I bet you could embrace Kane with it.
Oh, Kane, would you like a hug?
He would.
No, please no.
I start walking towards him slowly. Come here, Kane. Bring it in.
And one thing you might notice as you look back, like if you happen to glance back at the tieflings, who can see Colleen, many of them, is that you would see far fewer sort of like shocked expressions or people sort of turning away than you might expect. There are definitely some reactions, definitely
I'll be
some
right back,
people sort of becoming a bit wide-eyed, or maybe you even see somebody point. But all in all, they seem fairly unfazed by tentacle arms. So around this point, Molsfon steps back up with sort of your entire group in tow and says, right, so if you will, I'll take you to my house. Presuming you don't want to interject with anything, he'll guide you back to his home, which is indeed one of the larger ones. It is a single story with sort of a large open front room, an attached sort of kitchen area, and then what appears to be a short hall with a few bedrooms, and actually there's like an outhouse in the back. But the front room is enough to comfortably hold you all, especially as you start to make your way in. The time limits on your summonings are going to be up at about this point. So
Ooh.
You do sense this coming. Does anyone want to pet the hero horse before he disappears?
Oh, of course.
I want to retrieve my bodies that I dragged with us to the village.
Okay.
I have plans for those.
Okay. I'll tell you what. As you sort of, you sort of make your way to Molsfon's home, and then you're like, oh wait, I wanted to do this. And you sort of go to excuse yourself. And at this point, Levy pipes up and says, oh, do you need help?
Well, sure. If you want to come along, never mind having some company.
She gets
What
sort
were
of
the names
a
again?
beaming smile on her face as she sort of trots up to you. And oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'd say, come along. We have lots of work to do.
Yep. And as you walk away, you all sort of distantly hear, "How'd you make your eyes like that?"
Well, I worked really hard, you see.
She nods and says, "Right." And you see her sort of close her eyes and squeeze for a moment, and then say, "No, I'm sure it's not that."
My goodness.
Well, there are several ways that you could accomplish some kind of aesthetic like this, and maybe you'll learn them one day.
She nod. Yeah. Levy nods and says, "Right."
It's not far off from the eye bite spell, but it is useful for seeing far away. Things you
Eye
didn't think
bite.
about.
What's eye bite?
It's what I used to get a lot of the villages to safety. We put a lot of the demons to sleep with it.
Okay, at this point, you're out of earshot of
Yeah.
anyone else. And Levy says, "Oh, well, I didn't see that, but it sounds cool." They look down and say, "Well, I know you probably won't be here for very long, but it's been awesome meeting you. Is there anything I can do to learn to do stuff like what you're doing?"
I mean, you're welcome to observe, and I can teach you what I can. It's a little bit complex, but we'll see if you have a knack for it.
Tell him to stay in school.
That's okay. So yeah, you go about gathering up the corpses. What did you have in mind for them?
I was going to use Create Undead on them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and you are still going to be within your 8 hours, so that's all good. Okay, so let me think. I think there were 3 more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can only target 3 bodies with Create Undead. It has to be nighttime, which is why we drag them to the village.
Oh, really? I forgot about that restriction.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, you've been saving that one, have you?
I
Oh wait,
have.
oh wait, yeah. Okay, cool. So I guess that makes ghouls.
Yes, it does.
All right. So let me jot down a note to myself for future reference. Colleen has
2
4.
rogue ghouls and a monk ghoul.
Okay, 4
No,
rogue
sorry, not a monk.
zombies,
Excuse me, a barbarian ghoul.
2 barb zombies. Did you say 1 rogue ghoul or 2 rogue ghouls?
2 rogue ghouls and 1 rogue barbarian. Or
Ghouls.
barbarian ghoul.
1 barb
Words.
ghoul. Okay, cool. I'm jotting down some notes to make sure I get this straight for whatever happens next. Jesus. Okay. Yep, you've rebuilt your entourage. Congratulations.
And then I'll use the staff to reassert control over the others.
Okay. Very good. All right. So you go about that. The rest of you pile into Molsfon's home. The food that they have is fairly basic, but he's able to roast some fish, get some rice as well, along with cuts up some melon of some sort. He does also produce a bottle of wine for anyone who would like some of that. Basically, what you're sort of gathering from this is that this is not a rich village, but he's doing what he can to treat you well. Before dinner is ready, Colleen and Levy come back. And you all start eating. Hosel is going to come in a moment. Any conversation that people want to have before that point?
So, Colleen's like arms are completely tentacles, right?
Basically, except she
She has
does
no
have
hand.
no, she has finger-like appendages on the end of them. Like she basically has full use of normal hands.
Like
It's just
the
that,
tentacles kind of just like split at the end, smaller tentacles kind of thing.
yeah, basically, like it's
How
it's hand-like.
how horrible is it watching her eat?
Colleen,
Hold
uh,
you temples.
Colleen,
Well, I had
are you
mage
trying
hand.
to make it look natural? Are you
Roll
trying to?
performance.
Are you
Very
just being
elegant.
normal? Okay, give me performance. Um,
Elegant-ish.
yeah, it's definitely weird. Although she seems proficient
I want
with
you
the
to
new
slap
arrangement.
the edge of your plate with a tentacle to flip the food in the air and try to like let it land in your mouth. Flap.
I'm Lady Fallon.
Fallon looks at the tentacles and says, "You know, if you were into a more risque profession, I bet you could make a lot of money."
And what might that be, Fallon? Totally naive to your implication.
Fallon says, "What? What? Did I say something?"
Well, I think so, but maybe something's wrong with my ears.
Cool.
All right, so you all share, all things considered, a reasonably pleasant dinner. I mean, you might learn a little bit about the village, which is just, kind of what you already knew. It's sort of a fishing farming village. The people sort of take turns tending to, crops, fishing, a little bit of trade with the nearby islands. And yeah, like the dominant religion, which is pretty much all of them, because it's a pretty small community, is indeed the worship of Sheena, although they do sort of seem to distance themselves from the more straightforwardly destructive elements of that. As you're sort of finishing dinner, Hosel does come back and says, "Ah, good to see you all comfortable." He steps in and sort of stands to where he can address you all comfortably and says, first things first, you should be thanked for your help. I've prepared these, and he produces 5 stones sort of on like a bracelet style loop of thin rope. These are just sort of ovals of dark polished stone that rest in a simple bronze frame.
I take it.
And he gives one to each of you. So you can all add this to your inventory.
Ah, a mineral he gives me.
Indeed.
Very nice.
You require more minerals.
I require.
So
The more minerals I have, the worse the world ends up.
and he says, this is not something we like to tell people, but the stone of this island bears a curious property, a low-grade anti-magic field. To refine enough of these to actually defeat a spell would be quite the task, but a small ingot such as this should suffice against more low-grade passive magical effects. He sort of looks up a bit, such as the eyes that watch this world. We've managed to slip under their detection.
That's very helpful. Thank you very much.
He nods, but turns it into like sort of holds it as if in a small bow. And then he looks up and says, and if you don't mind, I will take a seat. He then says, and of course, I imagine... Well, actually, he pauses for a moment and then looks at Kane. You mentioned something about a dragon.
Yes, we lost our dragon.
Oh, I can help with that. I'm gonna take out my crystal ball and scry on Tavrith.
Fascinating.
Or attempt to scry on.
Right. Okay. So, all right, let me double check because we need to set the DC for this. You know what?
Isn't it a roll for him against my?
Yeah, it's a roll for him. He can choose to allow it to succeed. And I am going to say, so okay, wait a minute. You like actually just what? Do you like excuse yourself to a corner, or are you doing this like in front of everyone?
No, I'll just do it in front of him. I don't care.
Okay, so you're like, oh, actually, I can do a thing with this. You
Yeah, I'm scrying everyone. I'll take a peek, see what's going on.
All right, so let me check something. Okay. You scry, and you see Tavrith. You see some like scorch marks and what appear to be like the surface lines of cuts on his body, but nothing that would look like he's far from mangled. Like just, bruised, not defeated. The thing that doesn't make sense is looking all around him. In particular, you hear nothing, and you see only sort of sort of a yellow-orange geometric refracted pattern. Almost like looking into a kaleidoscope, but or like if you've seen like images of fractals. As you sort of turn the ball to look at it from different angles, and the image sort of moves around him. But you can't, it's just all this sort of yellow or like amber color. Everyone can give me investigation to try to make more sense of this.
I am a smart person.
Fallon, you're pretty sure that he's been dipped in honey.
Hey!
Yeah, Kane, not bad. That being said, Quiz Millie, there's an inkling of a thought, Colleen and Kane, but you know, you think sort of something about like it's almost reminiscent of like looking at crystals. You remember? Pfft, bulls. The horse is gone. Quiz.
He's in our hearts.
You remember actually something that might explain this, and that would make sense with what you've seen. This is only a theory at this point, but you can't think of any other good ones. There is a spell called imprisonment, and one potential use of that spell is to trap a creature inside a gemstone.
It seems our dear friend Tovrith has been trapped inside a gemstone, perhaps. And also looks lightly wounded. Can't really get a sense of where he is. I don't really see much of his surroundings.
So, like, how do we get him back?
Well, I I don't know. All I could do was see him. But he's still on this plane of existence. That's a plus.
One more thing.
Mhm.
Well, actually, wait a minute. Yeah, no, never mind. So at this point, Hosel speaks and says, "Your friend was asking us for help. I don't quite understand the arrangement between you and this dragon, but..." He closes his eyes and says, "Frank, this seems like the kind of situation where there might not be much that we can do."
Did you say might not be much you can do?
Correct.
Don't worry about it. We'll figure something out, or we'll have to do something.
He nods and says, "Well, certainly, anything else that you..." He pauses. "Anything you would like to know or that we can more easily help you with, we'd be happy to." And at this, Molsfun says, "If I may, they mentioned help sailing to a nearby island." He says, "Oh, of course. I shall speak to Skarn in the morning." And Molsfun nods and says, "He owns the largest ship in town."
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
And then Hosel says, "And now, if I might ask, by no means do I want to pry, but would you care to share what brings you here to Bisiana? We do not often get visitors."
We were really just passing by.
Yeah, we saw some. Those are the ones. Kane would say their names. I forgot the names, but Kane would remember the names. But yeah, we saw them in trouble and decided to help because it wouldn't take us too long. But then our dragon disappeared, so it took longer.
Gotcha.
I see. Well, he says just one small piece of advice then. He turns and looks to Fallon and says, I saw you in the fight. That was a powerful stroke that you landed against that creature, or against the demon, or actually, no, I think he would say, that was a powerful stroke that you landed against the Sibriex, but I would be careful of using that method of attack in the future.
He's talking to me.
No, he's talking to
Talking to
Fallon.
me.
Okay.
What for? Whatever gives you reason to say that?
He says, I'm speaking indirectly, of course. If you like, I can speak freely.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He nods and says, the vestiges of Alkadir carry effects that can twist their users. I do not know how much use you've made of that object before, but clearly not much to look at you. So, if you wish to avoid repercussions, I would be very careful.
Fallon is Dom in the room, I assume?
He is.
I turn to him and go, that's weird.
Dom gives the faintest hint of a smirk.
If only there was some way to avoid that.
The smirk slowly fades.
If only yeah. Anyways, thank you.
He nods and says, and perhaps just one more thing. Well, two more things, actually. First of all, it seems like you've come across some other devotees of Sheena in the past. Perhaps not as pleasant an experience as here in Basirna?
I hold up my 3 bloodstained medallions. So yeah, we ran across a few. We rescued somebody from that place, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, you came across them, I think, 3 different times, and at least 2 of them rescued some people.
Every time we run into Sheena folks, they've kidnapped somebody for some nefarious means, and I end up finding more medallions. Somebody, believe it or not, at one point, somebody stole them from me, and I found these again.
Oh. Says, they
killing
are... He narrows his eyebrows. If you don't mind my saying so, they are somewhat gaudy things, in my opinion, but well crafted
Well, yeah,
for
they're
what
for
they
our
are.
god.
You're what now?
You said they're gaudy. Isn't Sheena a god?
He sighs and looks at Fallon and says, "Is he always like this?"
No, Casey. What do you mean?
And Fallon says, well, you see, I had completely tuned him out until you said something, so...
Like what?
He looks at you and says, "I'm sorry. I'm being too unkind to someone who so recently helped in the defense of
Wait,
our
is that an
village."
unkind thing to say? People say it all the time. Have they been being mean this whole time?
He says it's not the meanest thing that they could say. He says, look, by gaudy, I don't mean like or pertaining to a god. I mean showy. overly ornate for its purpose. The ones who carry medallions such as these revel in the destruction. We recognize it as necessity and build our lifestyle around that necessity. Frankly, after Basirna has passed, it will merge with the earth.
Fallon says, "Yeah, okay. Do you want these?" He jingles them again.
He looks at them and says, honestly, not particularly.
Fallon says, "Fine. My pack's getting heavy."
He says, oh, he thinks for a moment. Actually, there is one ritual in which we could put them to good use. He thinks for a moment. For one such as you, I could perhaps give 5 gold each.
Heck of a deal.
He nods, and will of course stock you up on any basic supplies that you're needing. So actually, with that, if anyone needs to stock up on like rations, torches, anything like that,
Hell yeah.
go ahead
Rations
and do
might
so.
not be a bad idea.
I'm running low on rations. I was gonna eat clean.
Yeah,
all
and
right.
Fallon, you can add 10 of the gold as a plat if you prefer.
Okay.
Incidentally, the way that I've decided on this for the lore, because you guys sort of came from a different part of the world, and different parts of the world would presumably have different currency. I'm just saying that the whole like plat, gold, silver, bronze is kind of a well-known thing, and that there's sort of similar design aesthetic that sort of survived the ages. Your coins definitely would look different. They would have different symbols on them. Some people might find them curious, but they're still spendable as such. It's still like a world where the value is inherent in the metal to some extent. Okay. So then he says, very well. And actually, let me think. My second question then. You said you were just passing through, and I don't want to pry, but we will, of course, need to know your destination. Is there any way that I could help you find what you're looking for?
What were we looking for? Is this? Are we just trying to go to that island not on the map?
Correct.
Mostly, yeah.
We heard about an island that's not on our map, and we were trying to get there.
He says, Jew, again, I don't want to pry. If you don't want to tell me, if you want to save it for the captain, feel free. But if you'd like to show me the location, I can let you know if I know anything of it.
We show the location.
Okay. You pull out the map, show where you're going, and he says, oh, that small island to the north. The name has survived the years, not much else. It's known as Istvar. And here's how you
As
spell that.
what? Istvar.
Yep. He says, it used to be inhabited, and by a community not unlike ours. But it long ago came to ruin, and the land was abandoned for being even less hospitable than our island. We of the Northern Isles do not often build citadels to last the ages, but there you may yet find some stones still laid upon another. Little knowledge has survived, as I said, but it's said that, excuse me, half that town died in a single night, and that the other half abandoned their homes within a week. He pauses and thinks. Look for the place where the mountain springs swell into a stream. There you may perhaps find what you're looking for.
Where the mountain springs what?
Where the mountain springs swell into a stream. So basically where the river begins.
I caught most. I was able to piece it together then, but you cut out on the exact same part.
Lols.
Swells into a stream.
Yep.
I swear, Discord does it on purpose. Like,
I
cause
know. It's like
we'll say
somebody's-
something, we'll say, "Oh, you cut out." He's like, "Oh, I cut out." Okay, well, let me repeat it from Discord forward. Says the sentence, and it cuts the exact same spot. Like,
Word.
sorry.
Cool.
And with that, he says, very well. I can tell that I perhaps should not pry further. So, is there anything else I can do for you all?
Let's see. How am I doing? Fallon asked if you've seen any purple flowers with white spots growing anywhere nearby.
Let me think just a second. Interesting. Okay. He looks at you and says, I'm afraid,
Go
and
ahead.
then Virna and Zykos both pipe up at the same time and say, I have, like almost in unison. Then they look at each other. Zykos shrugs. Virna says, we saw them on the last patrol. They're just a short distance off the route that we walked.
I guess is it late at night currently or?
Getting late, not necessarily too late that, if they're on the path that you walked, that was only a few miles, you could certainly get back by midnight if you took a little trip.
You know what? I'll do that. Replenish. And I want to smoke gnome salts on my way there.
On your way there. Okay. Okay, interesting. All right, so I guess Zykos and Virna will offer to guide you there. I imagine Gamork's probably tagging along.
Sure.
All right,
I
cool.
offer them some of my nighttime activity.
Interesting. As you do, Virna, Zykos sort of looks a little bit confused for a moment. Virna says, will we be able to get where we're going if we partake of that?
Probably.
She looks at Zykos and says, if you'd care to wait until we come back, then I would say, being in your debt as we are, that we could hardly refuse such an offer, but we wish to be of service to you for the moment, so perhaps we should hold off.
Fallon says, all right, we can wait.
She nods. You spend perhaps 20 minutes walking up to a point that you made before, and then you sort of veer off and go deeper into the hills. And indeed, there's a small grove with purple flowers. And Zykos says, walked by this place a number of times. Wasn't until last month that I saw these growing here. You can gather, I'm going to say, as much as a pound.
Lord. Okay. Not yet. Okay.
Yeah, you will need to process them, of course.
Yes, of course. I had 0.25 pounds, apparently.
Oh, all right. Well, you can have up to 1.25 now.
Yeah, got him.
All right, cool. You make your way back, and then Virna, seemingly despite herself, says, so what exactly do you do with these?
Ho ho.
Fallon says, that's a tale as old as time. Song as old as rhyme. I have a special way of making what we're gonna do here in a little bit when we get back.
Virna looks uncertainly at Zykos. Zykos shrugs and gets sort of a small grin on his face. You make your way back.
Okay. And whilst outside of the place, I suggest we all partake.
All right. Here's Zykos. D20s all around. And here's Virna.
Kane will sit and watch, but he will not partake.
You weren't invited.
Okay.
It
Okay.
was me and these two.
Let me see. So, the first effect is that the color of the world around you slowly, like, as your dark vision came in, the color had slowly grown more gray, but it slowly comes back until you see the island still dark, but with colors as vibrant as if it was midday. And then the colors start to shift again, almost inverting, taking on, well, not exactly, but shifting, taking on reds where the greens were, greens where the blues were, all growing almost sort of having a neon hue to it. And as you look out over the village, see towards the center where the funeral pyre is still burning down, you see a pair of arms crossed beneath the city, a pair of eyes wide open and looking down. Give me a religion check.
Working on it.
Okay, yeah. The arms weirdly almost seem to embrace the town, and you watch as a few homes in the city squeeze and pop within the embrace, almost as if the creature was loving, like these arms were loving the town to death. Strange. You look up and you decide to walk out of the city and up the mountain. You do so very rapidly. Each stride carries you forward 500 feet, 1,000 feet. You find yourself on the summit, looking out over the rest of the world. You see a trembling sort of unease about the rest of the world. You see a small black spot on the horizon where you know the way to Einon Green lies. And then you feel a sort of warmth. You're not sure from where. But you fall back into the warmth, and you feel a pair of strong arms wrap about you, and you relax, and you're at peace. And that's your trip.
Who's hugging me?
You wake up, like,
Tentacles.
at the point that you come out of this vision, give me an intelligence check just to see how much you remember.
Okay. Oh, just straight intelligence?
Straight intelligence. Okay. After the fact, you put two and two together and realize that a pair of crossed arms and a wide open eye is the holy symbol of Sheena. So you think that has something to do with it being so strongly associated with this village.
Makes sense.
Cool. As for the rest of you, oh, I'm sorry, any parting words before we leave this scene?
Did Verna and the other person see the same thing?
You're starting to get the sense that that's just kind of how this works. You didn't necessarily see them while you were in it, but you, shall we say, felt their presences alongside you.
Fallon says, wait, no, man, I'll save that one. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, cool. You do look at them and you see Zykas just with sort of a peaceful look on his face. You realize that he generally holds himself very tense and that he looks a lot more relaxed at the moment. Virna, who normally is fairly stoic, has sort of a contented smile on her face. Going over to the rest of you, at this point, we're mostly just settling in for the evening. Any last things to attend to before we do that?
I'm gonna write in the Book of Shadows. Did you steal our dragon?
And very quickly, you get back an answer, no.
Oh, but if you had said yes, what a cliffhanger.
That would have been so spicy.
Close the book, go to bed.
He who controls the spice.
And actually, you know what? Let me think here. Actually, you know what? No, just leave it there. Just leave it there. Okay, cool. Anything else? Very well. You all make your way to sleep. Having gone through quite a lot yet again, but one step closer to your goal. And that's where we call it.
Now with tentacles.